got a secret underneath. Yeah, she's this naughty little freak. She likes to put on a show. She likes when it takes control.
Guest hailing from the Inland Empire. He's a Packers nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. This is Kenny Clark. Kenny, get in here. What's up,
Kenny? What up, Kenny?
What's going on?
Kenny, we love having you on GMFB. We just got done arguing about the music scene, the rap scene between New York City and Atlanta. What say you about where you hail from? Just a quick thought or two on why LA should represent.
Yeah, you know, we got the biggest rappers in LA right now. You know, Kendrick right now. And then, you know, you can't forget about the Ice Cubes, the whole NWA scene. You know, those guys, Snoop, Pop. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of rappers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Those one-name references to musicians, it's like when you say, you know, like the Packers, like they're representing in the NFC. I attempted to do something there. You're playing the Saints on Monday night. What's going on with this defense, and how badly does this team want to come together down the stretch? And what characteristics does that mean for you guys as you enter potential postseason play?
Yeah, it's a huge game this week. You know, we got to just keep doing what we're doing, holding each other accountable, and, you know, just working, you know, day in and day out. You know, we've been doing a lot of great things and improving each and every game. Been doing a great job with our turnovers and all that kind of stuff, stopping the run and getting guys in pass rush situations and drop back situations and being able to rush the passer and blitz and pressure him and all that kind of stuff. So it's been great, and we've been continuously getting better, and we got to just keep doing that.
Kenny, we love having you on the show. You're a longtime friend of the show and one of the great guys in the NFL. There's so many new faces on that Packers defense. On Sunday night, Edgerrin Cooper, a rookie, was flying all over the field, had an interception, had a big play. And, of course, Evan Williams, the other rookie. But I want to ask about the newest face, the defensive coordinator, and what he's done. Jeff Hafley comes from Boston College. He's now the DC for the Packers, first-year coach for you guys. What has he done to help transform this defense?
And everything it's just a whole new mentality here. You know, we pride ourselves on defense, and we talk about it all the time, just making this organization a defensive organization, and we take it serious, and you know, we work for it every single day. We push each other, and you know, that's the main key. You know, Hafley's a great coach, does a great job, you know, with pressuring and listening to his players and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, he just allows us to just go out there and, you know, go to work.
Kenny, you're up for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's a really, really big honor. I just think it's so cool. It's towards the end of the season now. You're tired. It's getting cold outside. It would be easy to just sit indoors and do nothing when you're not at the facility, yet you're still out there in the community making a difference. Why is that important to you, and what are you most proud of that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's always important to give back. I just know, you know, when I was little, I didn't have nobody to come up to my school or, you know, hold camps and all that kind of stuff for me. And, you know, I know what that would have did for me as a kid. So, you know, just for me to go back into communities and show them that, you know, I sat in these same seats and all that kind of stuff. And for them to see my face, you know, it's huge for me. You know, it's huge for me. I know it does a lot for those kids.
Kenny, it's really cool that you took something from your childhood and you apply it to making the Green Bay community better. I know the Packers and everyone that lived there appreciate it. Kenny, stay healthy, stay well. Happy holidays to you. Good luck on Monday. And congratulations once again
Kenny.
on being in a Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award nominee.
I appreciate it, guys.
See you, Kenny.
Yep.
Later, dude.
Awesome.
Back.
Monday Night Football. Pete said next game 5 times. I guess we should get to the next game. Saints at Packers. Packers are favored by 14. Biggest spread of the week, along with New England Buffalo, 42.5 over-under. I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of time on this. Do you see any way that Jake Haener and the Saints are going to go to Lambeau Field and knock off a Packers team that's among the best in the league?
Well, we're going to see Spencer Rattler, right? I think that's who
Spencer
we'll see.
Rattler,
But either
Jake
way,
Haener,
I know your point.
Archie Manning.
Right. They're
Bobby
definitely a little
Hebert.
more dangerous with Spencer Rattler, but not dangerous enough to where I'm going to pick them or
Aaron
anything like
Brooks.
that. I think Green Bay is about to turn the corner here. I think Jordan Love and what we saw last week is going to be the start of watch out. And we know they can run the freaking ball. all of that. Yes, the Saints, the way they lost last week, I think that hurts. No Derek Carr, of course that hurts. I'm going Packers 28-17.
34-19 Packers, and we don't need.
The Packers are in the holiday spirit. Yesterday, players spent part of their off time spreading cheer at a local hospital.
Yeah, we here, at the hospital giving back, signing autographs or just putting smiles on people's faces. Yeah, it feels good. If it's signing autographs or, just being out here, being able to mingle with people or, just going and have one-on-one conversation, no matter what it is. If I can help one, teach one, I feel like they benefit me in the long run and they benefit us as a community.
In addition, the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign took place in the Lambeau Field atrium. Jordan Love signed autographs for members of the community that made a donation to the cause. All proceeds raised go toward aiding families in need, as well as seniors and people experiencing homelessness in the Green Bay area. Holiday cheer is certainly in the air. After this weekend's games, Jordan Love and company could get the gift of locking in their spot for the playoffs. A Falcons loss or tie, as well as a loss or tie from either the Rams or Seahawks, could give the Packers a spot before taking the field Monday. That being said, it's in Green Bay's hands at the end of the day. They win, and they're in. If their last meeting with the Saints is any indication, it'll be a game to behold.
You got to earn everything, and the Packers are earning it.
And the fake to Taylor, Love cutting it back right, dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
I guess Jordan Love can check another box off the list, leading a fourth quarter comeback.
Here's the snap, placement, kick is up, end over end, it is no good, no good, no good, and there is your dagger!
7 sacks in one game. We got to hand out some awards. Our first award is the F5 award. F5 as in tornado, and it goes to Devontae Wyatt. I don't know what his sustained wind speed is, but he is by that guard in a hurry. Then watch him use his left arm to lever his way past Devontae Wyatt, spinning his way to a sack. Next up, the Pick and Roll award, and it goes to Kingsley Enagbare. Watch him crash down and pick the blocker off of Carl Brooks. And then Carl and Rashawn Gary from the outside have the quarterback running for his life. Kingsley, meanwhile, is rolling out of his pick, and he joins the chase, and he's going to wind up getting his second sack and third tackle on the quarterback in a 3-play series. The Doing It All award is next, and it goes to Carl Brooks. Watch him. He is shaking, he is clubbing, he is ripping, and while he's beating his blocker, he's wiping the guy trying to block Rashawn Gary off of him. And Carl still gets in and has the quarterback looking for a place to fall. Rashawn makes sure he gets there. Carl Brooks doing it all. And finally, we have the Man Mountain Dean Award, and it goes to Brenton Cox. This is called Speed to Power, and Brenton is a tower of power. He takes the Seahawks' best offensive lineman and just walks them right back to the quarterback, then watch the body slam. That is the Packers' 7th sack on the night, and they never rushed more than 4 on any of them. That left a lot of folks for coverage, and that is a winning combination. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Brewpub. Lots of matzo pizza. Final 3 plays of the third quarter, and that's when Kingsley Enagbare became a household name for millions of people watching on national television.
Under pressure, he's hit and sacked.
Kingsley Enagbare.
He's hit and he tackled.
Enagbare again. What do you remember about that series?
I guess the first one, I was able to just beat the tackle with power. The second play, I ended up just chasing down the dude. I guess the same thing with the third one, had like a little knee game with Carl Brooks. He ended up pushing him, making him roll out. He kind of made him pull up, and I was able to get the second sack.
Kingsley, in the moment, did you think, I can't believe this is happening?
It really didn't hit me till I got to the sideline, like, okay, yeah, I just had a good little series.
Kingsley, is that series a testament to playing with relentless effort all the time?
That's pretty much kind of just the style of play of our defense in general. It's just something that I pride myself on. Since my 3 years of being here, I feel like I'm a high effort guy, pretty much just trying to chase every play, make every play. And like you said, it was a testament to that.
They call him JJ, and he was a man among men that series.
Kingsley, beating a good team in Seattle at their place, was that good preparation for the playoffs?
Having the outing we did was definitely, I guess, good, a positive note to finish the season. But we got, 3 more games to finish strong and start the playoff push.
You got the Saints, Vikings, and Bears. What's important during this stretch? What are you going to focus on?
Really just winning each week, going 1-0 each week, and just me personally just continue to do what I've been doing, just working on my technique and just continue to get better, push the guys and have the guys push me and get myself better and get everyone else better around me.
What are those elements today? How did it feel to be out there in the snow?
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, it's definitely cold. It definitely makes it a little tougher out there, but I mean, it's fun.
What do you think this your guys' mindset is during this final stretch of regular season games, as you guys hopefully will prepare for a postseason stretch?
I mean, the mindset is to go 1-0 for the week and dominate all 4 quarters. I mean, we still feel like we haven't played our best game, and we want to, put together a full, 4-quarter game. So that's our mindset, to go out there and, play a full 4 quarters.
Do you feel like that first half was one of the best first halves you guys have played this season, scoring on all 4 of the drives, and it seemed like everything looked easy, whether it be the scripted plays or even ones on the fly?
I mean, it was definitely a solid half. But I mean, games aren't counted in halves, so I mean, we look at it as, the game as a whole. We just got to find a way to do it for 4 quarters.
When you watch the Saints defense, I mean, they just had 8 sacks the other week. I know it was in a loss, but what sticks out about them?
I mean, they're definitely solid up front. They got some guys, but I mean, we got some guys, on our offense and some guys up front. So, I mean, we're gonna make sure we take care of, their guys, and we're gonna, find a way to make plays still.
When it's sloppy like this, do you think one side of the ball has the advantage? Like, do you feel like you have the advantage because you know where you're going, or do you feel like the defense does?
I mean, I definitely feel like it's an advantage for, for the offense. I mean, it's definitely, harder to react and be able to, have, as crisp cuts and everything. So it's definitely an advantage for, the people who know where they're going for sure.
How much does it improve this team and just the mentality when you go out there, you're averaging 30 yards per catch in the last 10 catches? Does it improve this team's mentality? Does it improve yours, knowing that you guys are going to need that with this final stretch coming up?
I mean, 100%. I mean, I think, each and every one of our playmakers has to, be able to make plays. So, I think we're doing a really good job at that. When opportunities come, I feel like our guys are making plays. So, I just got to keep it going and know that more plays are going to come our way, and we got to continue to capitalize.
Why does it seem like now more than ever this season you and Jordan are just connecting on a different level? I mean, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I feel like it's just, opportunities have presented themselves, and we've taken advantage of them.
Well, Coach LaFleur kind of said earlier in the week that he felt he was just kind of practicing better. Did you feel like there was something that maybe just kind of, is it just maybe having consistent weeks for you that kind of allowed you to maybe get a better run of yourself?
100%. I mean, there's always, like a momentum thing in this game. I mean, the more, I feel like the more you're able to make plays, the easier it is to make the plays when they come, for sure. So I definitely think that helps. Yeah, for sure.
Chris, do you guys enjoy practicing in the snow?
Yeah, I mean, gotta find a way to enjoy it. I mean, it's cold.
It's hell, cold
You know, it's tough, but I mean, we're out here playing football for a living, so I mean, we gotta find a way to enjoy it, and we definitely do.
And I don't mean that you shouldn't. I just remember, I mean, anybody that grows up in this region, just as kids playing in the backyard,
Yeah.
it's a blast.
Yeah.
You know, do you guys have a blast out there?
Yeah. And I mean, when you're standing still for a little bit too long, you thinking in your head, this kind of sucks. But I mean, when you're out there playing ball, it's definitely fun. Just don't stand around too long, then it gets worse.
Now, you could have this again on Monday night, so does today help Monday?
You know, I mean, just get a feel for the elements for sure. It definitely helps. I mean, it's to our advantage. I mean, this is our place, this is our house, and you know, obviously we're going to be practicing it all week, so definitely feel like that's an advantage for us.
Sorry if you've been asked this, but looking back to the Saints game last year, just how far you guys have come as an offense, how much more understanding of the system, but when you look back, is it kind of hard to even look back because of how far you guys have come?
I mean, definitely. I mean, we had you know, a lot of, you know, even younger guys last year. You know, just like watching film today. I mean, young guys are always going to make mistakes, but you can definitely tell, you know, when someone is, you know, really, you know, locked in on what they're doing, and when they're kind of just like, you know, thinking about what they're doing. So I definitely think that we've all come a long way in terms of where we're at, you know, mentally and physically. So, you know, I mean, I feel like we're on a whole different level from where we were at that point last year.
Will that be when you always remember just the way it all went down? You know, the whole offense leading that comeback in the second half and kind of showing everyone what this offense was capable of, kind of for the first time.
100%. I mean, it was a crazy game. I mean, I wasn't playing in that game, but I mean, just, you know, watching how it all, you know, unfolded was crazy. And I mean, I definitely feel like it showed, you know, flashes of what we were capable of early in the season last year, and obviously, you know, where we ended last year in terms of, you know, the level of growth for sure.
Hey, Christian, I think the last 5 games you're close to like 30 yards per catch. When it comes to explosives, do you kind of feel that momentum sort of factoring in? I mean, as far as kind of getting into a groove with those type of explosive plays?
Definitely. I mean, it definitely helps to, you know, have those opportunities and kind of, you know, get the ball rolling. I mean, it definitely helps, you know, when you're making plays. You know, it definitely helps you make more plays. I feel like I'm, you know, me specifically, I'm definitely a momentum type of guy. You know, I feel like when I get rolling, I'm rolling for sure.
How big are the DPIs with that too? Obviously, you had one last week. I think Rome at the end of the first half had that too. I know it's kind of a hidden yardage there, but being able to have those type of chances.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, you know, big plays. But I mean, you know, you can ask me, and, you know, I'm sure if you could ask Rome, I mean, we'd rather, you know, catch the ball. So, I mean, it's definitely, you know, one that, you know, it helps, you know, that drive, but you know, we still, you know, want to continue to fight and try to make the play. But I mean, yeah, those are huge. I mean, both of those were, you know, a significant amount of yards for sure to help those drives keep going.
When you look at what you were able to do in that comeback against the Saints last year, what went into that? With such a young team, was the first home start for Jordan, what went into making that actually happen that day? Not just, you know, getting a few good plays, but getting all the way back and winning such a game in the first start for him?
I mean, I think it really just came down to the mentality of the guys that we have. I mean, we're going to keep on fighting for 4 quarters. You know, it's not always going to look the best. You know, the execution is not always going to be perfect, but I mean, we're going to keep on fighting regardless. And I think that's always been there, regardless of, you know, how, you know, quote unquote good we were as a team. That's always been there. You know, just when we polish up the, you know, the details and the little things, it just comes together a little bit more.
In hindsight, what do you think that meant towards creating the identity of this team and this young core to have that experience together so early on?
I mean, anytime you face some adversity like that and you're able to overcome it, I mean, that just helps you grow. It helps, you know, the individuals of this team grow and, you know, our team as a whole grow. So, I mean, it was definitely huge for development as a team.
I'm just having success because, you know, the group of guys that's in this locker room, you know, they make my job a lot easier. And we got the guys that like to strain and play for each other, so it makes my job a lot easier.
Do you kind of look forward to snow games? Obviously, the more tough the weather is, the harder it is to throw.
I mean, I like the game just because, you know, cold games, snow games, because defenders don't really want to hit, and it kind of make them make decisions. You got to kind of make a business decision at times, and it's easier for me because I'm gonna make you have to make that decision. So yeah.
Yeah, Josh, if I'm recalling right, your playoff experience was just that game at Cincy. Is that the only one you played in?
Yep.
So how does this team compare to that team, just with the feel of the locker room, the way that
Yeah.
you're moving towards January?
That team. So that's when Rich took over, and really that was the first time I ever felt like a team since I've been in the league played as a total team. Like we all loved Rich. We all wanted to play for Rich and win for him and win for each other. And I think we won like the last 5 games in a row to make it to the playoffs. And that's how I felt from day one here. You know, everybody came in, everybody vibed with each other, everybody, you know, willing to give extra for each other. So that's the thing that I kind of compare it to. But I'm just ready to play playoff football. Obviously, I'm taking it week by week right now. But I can't wait for that day.
Are you a guy that just wants to be unleashed now, full tilt, as hard as you could go, or do you want to practice patience as you limit reps a little, leading towards January?
Nah, I want the ball. Yeah, so I mean, anything I feel like I could do to, you know, help this team win. If we pass the ball 40 times and we win, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not complaining at all, but I definitely want to be a part of that, you know, helping the team win.
Does the inner kid in you enjoy the snow?
Yeah, I had fun today. I had fun at practice today. It was actually my first time ever really just playing or practicing on snow, you know, literally probably in my life. So it was fun today.
You're on pace to have some of the best numbers of your career other than the All-Pro season. What gave you confidence going into this year that you'd be able to kind of have the year you had and bounce back from what happened last year?
I'm not going to say something that like necessarily made me have confidence. I believe in me. I like me in any situation. I tell the guys that all the time. I always try to win my matchups more than I lose them. So for me, it was just about proving it to the team.
What's the first series like for you? What are you trying to accomplish other than get the end zone?
Really just setting the tone. You know, like I've had a couple of times where I feel like I could have made a guy miss, but I just hit him just so the team could see that and feel that type of energy from me. So it just set the tone for what we about to do and who we about to be in that game. And it kind of makes defenders like, dang, we got to put up with this for 4 quarters. So that's kind of my mentality, just trying to go in there and you know, lay it on them for real.
I knew you like getting the ball. The team does well when you get the ball a lot. But do you have to have maybe a little bit less these next 3 games because the playoffs are coming up so you can be at your absolute best come mid-January? You guys are going to get there.
Yeah, I feel great. I feel great. I don't have no bruises, no nothing right now. So I feel great. Just as long as I feel good, I feel like we could do whatever we could do. If I was battling with something right now, then I would probably say like be precautious. But I feel great. So yeah.
So what's the key to that? I mean, you've gotten the ball a lot. Obviously, it's a tough position. You make it tough because you never get tackled.
I don't think defenders really just like they don't really just hit me that hard. I feel like I kind of pick and choose too. Like, you know, like one thing about playing this long, like you kind of know angles and things like that. So like even if I do get tackled, it's not like I'm getting smacked on the tackle. You know, like I'm falling a certain type of way. I'm taking angles where I might use, you know, their force against them and really help myself. So for me, I've been pretty clean, man. I can't complain.
Jordan Matt was saying the other day that everything Christian does on and off the field is A+. We've seen what he's done on the field the last couple of weeks, but what is he like on a day-to-day basis around here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Christian's very consistent with what he does. You know, he comes in here, has the right mindset, he works. Not a guy that complains, you know what I mean? Just comes in here, puts the work in, and goes and makes plays on Sunday. So I would just say he's very consistent.
I know you're obviously not a receiver, but I think the first 6 games of the season, you had like 14 total targets. How difficult do you think that is for a receiver to just not complain, just go about his business every day?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult. You know, I think as a receiver, obviously, you want to be the guy getting those targets, getting the rock thrown your way. And obviously, there's so much that goes into the position with doing a great job blocking, different things like that. So, you know, when you do a good job blocking, you obviously want to be rewarded with the ball. And, you know, when it's not, you're not getting the amount of targets you might want, You know, there could definitely be some frustration there, but Christian, you know, who he is. He's a team guy, you know, puts the goals and the wins and things like that of the team over his, you know, personal stuff. So, you know, deep down he definitely wants the ball and wants it, but he's never a guy that's going to, you know, complain about that.
Why has it been different these last 5 games? Which I guess is another way to ask, why has the deep ball with him been so on point recently?
Yeah, I think it's just something we've been working, and we've been doing a good job to get those reps in practice, trying to hit on some of those deep balls. But just continue to gel together, understand where he's going to be with a guy with his speed, understanding where I need to put the ball out for him. And I think he's doing a great job just making plays. You know, he's making some contested catches, and honestly, he's blazing by some people with just using his speed.
When you complete a ball on the field, don't want it to be challenged.
You said what? Don't want it to be challenged?
So you hurry down there. Who makes that decision? How was the play called? Do you have like a menu of plays for that situation or one play? How does that all go?
Yeah, we have a couple what we call kind of like hurry up tempo on the ball plays that we can get to, you know, and now usually Matt or Connor, anybody that's kind of upstairs and sees that it might be a close call or anything and just want to be able to jump and try and get it off before you know, they can review or the other team can challenge. But we have a couple different plays we get to.
Jordan, how much? Jordan, how much physically better are you feeling, and how much is that just helping with what we're seeing from you out there on the field?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot better physically. You know, not really dealing with any lingering injuries. So it feels good being out there, and you know, it definitely helps being 100%, not having to worry about anything, being out there on the field.
Do you feel that difference though, like compared to when you were fighting and out there trying to fight through that pain you were feeling?
Definitely. You know, anytime, there's always going to be little injuries, little bumps and bruises, but anytime, yeah, dealing with a significant injury, you know, you're conscious of it, and there's some things that you might be limited doing. So, you know, being where I'm at now, feeling a lot better physically, not really dealing with any of those lingering things, I feel good being on the field.
Jordan, Matt just told us that he feels like you're playing your best ball right now, which is saying something considering how well you played towards the end of last year. Is there anything that looks or feels different for you right now and the way you're playing compared to when you were really hot last season?
No, I think you know, I think you look at how we played last year towards the end, and now I think it's pretty similar. You know, the main thing for me is just taking care of the ball, being smart with it, going out there, finding completions, just continue to stack those positive plays. You know, I think that's when we're at our best, is when we don't put ourselves in bad positions on offense with those 3rd and longs and some of those just difficult situations to convert on and stay on the field. So I think when we're doing that, we're running the ball well, and guys are just making plays for me on the outside. It makes life easy, but I think the biggest thing is just stacking those positive plays, being efficient, and being able to drive the ball down the field, put up points, and staying out of those tough situations.
For you, Josh has been able to run the ball early in games, as effective as opening drives. How much of a turn setter has that been for you all, given that today's fast starts are not?
It's been very huge for us. You know, I think we always talk about starting the game off fast, and anytime you can just hand the ball to a guy and run the ball down the field, you know, I definitely think it sets kind of the tempo of the game, and you know, defense got to figure out how they're going to make adjustments. You know, they're going to try and load the box and stop the run going forward. So there's a lot of things that come out with it, but I think it's also a mentality. You know, I think it gives everybody from the O-line to running backs, everybody just confidence. You know, when you can come out and start the game hot, just pounding the ball in the run game.
It took a few weeks to really see this evolution with Josh in the receiving game. We saw what he could do, run the ball right out of the gate. What's clicked there? You talked about finding completions. What's clicked there between you and Josh in the passing game?
Yeah, I think it's something that's kind of been around. I think ever since he got here, we noticed early that, you know, he's a really good pass catcher. But I think just some of the plays we're dialing up, getting some play action shots, and just creating a lot of separation between the 3rd and 2nd level on defense, and just getting him kind of the ball in some space right there and making him miss has been huge. But I think that just goes back to you know, I mean, early on there might have been some more shots that we were taking and not taking those, you know, completions and just checking the ball down. So just learning through that and getting him the ball as many times as we can. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's never been a doubt that he can catch the ball, but I think just getting him the rock and making him miss open tackles and things like that in space has been huge.
Are you finding yourself looking to him quicker on your drops than maybe early in the season? Like it's not there initially. Just
There's sometimes, yeah. I think it really depends on what the play is called, what coverage we're getting, and then sometimes if it just feels like we might be getting pressure up front or it might be a little muddy, not a clean pocket, I'll try and find those checkdowns. So sometimes I've been getting there a little quicker.
Sunday night, third quarter, you had a play where a linebacker came right in over the A gap, over Jenkins' shoulder, and they were able to dump it off to Jacobs. Remember that? I think it was third quarter. Dump off to Jacobs about 4 yards.
Don't remember.
It was your reaction to see that pressure coming right up the middle, untouched. I wonder if you would have seen that a year ago. Do you think you're picking up those things better each game?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a feel being in the pocket, feeling some of these pressures, feeling if a D-line wins against one of our blockers. So there's definitely a feel part of that, and then it just comes down to knowing where your checkdowns are out, knowing where those easy completions are when there is a breakdown of protection, and it's definitely something I've gotten better at, and done a better job of just feeling where those guys are at and where I can get these positive plays. But that's definitely a field thing I've got better at.
Mike, I asked you a minute ago about your level of play. Do you feel like this is the best you've played?
Yeah, I feel like I'm playing at a decent level. I think there's definitely some stuff I can clean up and play even better, So I think there's still a lot more out there, but it's not bad right now, I guess.
So if you're playing decent and not bad, what is that feeling like when you go out like on Sunday against Seattle, where they're playing really well, but you are too? Is there just a different feeling with you in the passing game when you're clicking like you have been, than when you go into a game it's like, whatever the challenge is, you guys are good enough to beat it?
Yeah, I think as an offense, as a skill group, we have confidence whoever we go against, and it just comes down to control and making those plays. But we're confident that whoever we're going to go against, we're going to make plays out there. And I don't think a lot of teams have been able to stop us. I feel like we stop ourselves. But like I said, there's still so much out there for us that I feel like we can be even better and take this offense to another level with just hitting on so many more plays. But I think there's still a lot out there for us.
I guess to bounce off that a little bit, Jordan, you mentioned in that second half of the last game, of those 8 possessions, just 1 touchdown. Was there a trend or anything that maybe stood out that you guys were trying to fix to make sure you kind of have more success in the second half?
You're saying like this week going forward?
Yeah.
No, like I said, it just comes down to executing, making plays, and I feel like second half we just had a lack of that. We weren't making those same plays we were making in the first half. So it just comes down to staying focused throughout the whole game. No matter what the score is, just not taking anything for granted and just staying locked in and keeping our foot on the gas.
Jordan, you had your first home start ever against the Saints opponent this week. What do you think having that type of comeback and then with the whole young group around you growing together and having that score as an experience for you?
That game definitely meant a lot to everybody in the locker room, and I think it just showed our ability to stay together. Obviously, it was not a great game, not a great start for us. And I think just everybody staying together and nobody flinching, being down 17 and being able to come back and just chip away at that lead and take it one play at a time. I think it helped us going forward and gave everybody that mindset that no matter what the situation is, what the score might be, that we can come back from anything. So I think that definitely helped us a lot.
Jordan, is there any benefit to, or do you prefer to take the ball first, so if Matt decides he wants to receive it, you win the toss? Do you prefer to have the ball first, or is there any benefit to maybe just calming down, being on the sideline, watching the defense play, and then you come out after that? Which do you prefer?
I like taking the ball. I like going down because I think it's a great way to start if we can take the ball, go down, and score right away. So I think I feel like that's when we're at our best, is when we do that. Obviously, you got to go out there and execute and put up those points on that opening drive. But I like when we take the ball.
What's it like when you go? So and you're on the sideline and you got to just wait.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just, you're not always going to get the ball, so just wait. Hopefully the defense is able to get a stop right there, but just know that we'll be getting the ball here soon.
And what's been the biggest difference with just taking care of the football better lately? Are you seeing things better? Are you more accurate? What do you think has led to just taking care of the ball better?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just decision making, just being smarter when I have the ball in my hands, understanding that, I think obviously we win a lot of games when we take care of the ball and win the ball. So I think the defense is doing a great job of generating those turnovers, but it all starts on offense, just being able to play a clean game and take care of the ball. But it's definitely been a focus, just making smarter decisions with it.
By all means, disagree if you see it differently, but this seems like the second straight year that mid-season your game has hit another level. What is it about that time of year where things kind of click in for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's everybody. I think as an offense, we just kind of start settling in, and I do think there's a lot of plays early on that we just don't click on, and it might just be haven't had that rep, or we just learn and grow from these experiences and different looks. But I think we just start gelling a lot more as a team and hitting on some of these plays that we miss on. But I think there's so many experiences that throughout the course of the season we learn and grow from, and I think like you said, just it starts with me playing clean, taking care of the ball, making great decisions, and just getting these guys to rock. But there's definitely a trend, and I just want to keep getting better throughout the course of the season.
Jordan, this New Orleans defense has come up here. They got a couple of sacks last week. If I'm not mistaken, in the last 3 games, that first play against Detroit, I think is the only time you've been sacked in the last 3 weeks. So just curious your thoughts on this matchup there, the Saints pass rush against your pass protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be a good matchup. They definitely have a solid D-line, and some good guys over there that do a good job rushing the passer. Like you said, they had a lot of success with the sacks. So just something that you got to be conscious of. But, our O-line's been doing a great job, keeping me protected, giving me enough time. And it's one of those things I got to do a great job, too, just being able to get the ball out of my hands quick and make great quick decisions and not be holding it too long, because obviously the sack that we did have against Detroit, I think just holding the ball too long, it puts a lot of stress on the O-line right there. So I got to do a great job for those guys.
2 more.
Jordan, what's it like now knowing that compared to last year where you guys were fighting until the end to get in that postseason, knowing now a win Monday gets you there?
Yeah, it feels a lot better. Definitely a different situation. Obviously, still got to win, and we talk about it all the time. Take it 1 week at a time, but definitely is a better position than having to try and win every game and fighting for that last position, not knowing what might happen. So, I think we did a better job this season, winning some games early on and putting ourselves in a better position. But we still got to go finish the season off the right way, and take it 1 week at a time and just set ourselves up to be in a good place when playoffs do get going.
The weather on Monday could be very similar to today. What's the biggest challenge to playing in the snow, and how much did today kind of maybe help you prepare for that?
Yeah, no, going back, we practice in this all the time, these elements, so it's a good day for us to be out there in the snow playing in what might be the elements on Monday. So, there's some challenges that come with footing and cutting for guys, but being out there, I think, gives us a little bit of those extra reps of just getting your mind right for what it's going to be like, and obviously throwing and catching. But who knows what it's going to be like. You got to get your mind right to go out there and play for whatever. But I think we're getting a little bit more experience than they might be getting.
When you turn a false start like Sunday night, where you get Myers to snap and Tucker Kraft on the same page, talk about how that's become a Green Bay thing, and how much do you credit what Aaron did?
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that it's been a staple in the offense since I've been here. And, that's credit to Aaron and just the work that they've done with it. But it's definitely an advantage and a tool that we practice all the time. And, when we do get the defense to jump, it's a credit to Josh to be able to snap the ball and, be able to get that play off so we can take advantage of, turning a free extra 5 yards into a big play. So it's something that we spend a lot of time on in practice, and it's definitely fun when it comes to life in the game and we can execute it. And obviously, Tuck making a big time play, big time catch, kind of boxing a guy out and turning that free extra 5 yards into a big explosive play.
Getting those guys to anticipate, to be ready for you as a target, right?
Oh, everybody's got to be ready. So everybody's just got to be dialed in right there of knowing the situation. You see a guy jump, and it all starts with Josh. Be able to see that and get the ball snapped to be able to get that free play. Hopefully the refs don't blow it dead or anything. So, but yeah, the receivers got to be locked in, go deep, and make a play. And it really turns into a jump ball, free play, kind of just throwing it up.
Snap to Love, lofts it, middle of the end zone for Dobbs, diving grab, touchdown!
This is the best ball he's played in terms of his ability to manipulate the pocket when he's under duress, getting the ball to his checkdowns. I think he's playing at a really high level.
The main thing for me is just take care of the ball, being smart with it, finding completions, just keep continuing to stack those positive plays. You know, I think that's when we're at our best, is when we don't put ourselves in bad positions on offense, being efficient and being able to drive the ball down the field, put up points, and staying out of those tough situations.
Meanwhile, the Saints defense features all pros at every level. We're talking safety Tyrann Mathieu, AKA the Honey Badger, veteran linebacker Demario Davis, and 10-year team captain Cam Jordan. And there's a new creature on the come. Number 90, Bryan Bresee, the second-year D-tackle, can stuff the run or bury the quarterback, adding to an already stout pass rush.
They've always had a pretty formidable front seven, and I would say that still remains true.
They definitely have a solid D-line, you know, and some good guys over there that do a good job rushing the passer. So something that you got to be conscious of, but, you know, our O-line's been doing a great job, you know, keeping me protected, giving me enough time, and I got to do a great job for those guys.
For Love and Company, the stage is set. A primetime bout versus a familiar foe right here on home soil, with a ticket to the playoffs on the line. But as always, it's about the team in the mirror.
You know, I don't think a lot of teams have been able to stop us. I feel like we stop ourselves. I feel like we can be even better and take this offense to another level, just hitting on so many more plays. But I think there's still a lot out there for us.
Orleans Saints take to the road Week 16, not dead yet, but dreams of a winning season are.
And the Commanders defeat the Saints 20-19.
They are in Green Bay for Monday Night Football. Packers cheese rolling their way in, having won 4 of their last 5.
Pack wins 30-13.
Green Bay hasn't punched that postseason ticket just yet. Closer to it after putting up 30 points on Seattle, their offense is cooking. 30-plus points, 4 straight games.
Back in the end zone.
Love is on fire, too. Usually have to get that checked, but leave Jordan be. 2 touchdowns versus the Seahawks, no interceptions, rate over 120, rate over 105 in 5 straight games. 7 touchdowns, no interceptions over his last 4, taking on a Saints secondary that gave up a 118 rate to Jaden Daniels in their loss. 2 touchdowns, no picks, made him look superhuman on one, too.
Under pressure, stays on his feet. Now he throws to the end zone and is caught.
Now, let's also touch on the fact they held him to less than 190 yards. They've held quarterbacks to the 7th lowest rate of 2024, and they held Washington's high-powered offense to 20 points. They're 13th in points per game allowed for the season.
Uzo Amadi takes down Daniels.
Saints gave up a couple TDs to Terry McLaurin last week, 76 yards. Never know which wideout Love will lean on. Last week, Christian Watson led the team with 56 yards.
Now going downfield towards Christian Watson. Brought it in, got the feet inbound.
Watson good for 55 plus, 3 straight. Romeo Doubs returned from injury, hauled in both Love's TDs and 40 yards.
What a play! Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Jaden Reed, 34 yards. Dontavian Wicks, 14. Tucker Kraft, 34. Josh Jacobs, 42 air yards.
Deep drop Love. And it's Josh Jacobs again. And again, he's gaining yards, running through tackles.
How does the battle up front play out? Saints pass rush tuned into the Ocho last week. Cam Jordan with 2, Chase Young with 2.
Chase Young, his 2nd sack against his former team.
I sure do like pumpkins, Cotton. Love not sacked a single time by Seattle, 27 pass attempts, only 1 sack taken over their last 3 games.
That was accurate in the situation. Big time play.
On the ground a week ago, Jacobs grinded his way to 94 yards and a TD.
Jacobs into the end zone.
Jacobs has painted the zone in 5 straight now. Saints rush defense held Washington under 4 per carry.
And it's Demario Davis right there.
Not how well they've played the run overall, though, giving up 4.9 run to backs this season. Now, flip the coin. We have a Saints offense that came up just short on the scoreboard last week. In the end, only scratched out 19 points, under 20 points in 3 straight games now. Green Bay's defense comes in off a strong showing, held Seattle to 13, so have held 4 of their last 5 opponents under 20.
Devontae Wyatt came soaring in there.
Saints passing attack up against a Packers secondary that held Geno Smith and Sam Howell to 5.2 yards per attempt, picked off each guy once, a sub-50 rate, were as tough on Geno as Howell, too.
Gets rid of it to the back of the end zone. It's intercepted.
Packers now holding quarterbacks to a sub-90 rate for the year. Go after Derek, Spencer, Haener, Carr, Rattler. Haener started last week, no bueno. Rattler at least sparked a little something. A touchdown almost led the comeback.
Rattler throws, end zone, touchdown!
Carr sat out hurt. We'll see. Whoever chucks it up has MVS, 64 yards, has 50-plus yards in 4 of his last 5, has become their default number 1.
What a catch by Valdez-Scantling!
Foster Moreau, 39 yards and a TD, 39-plus yards in 3 of his last 4.
Morrow gained 19 on the play.
And Alvin scored through the air, Kamara 58 receiving yards.
Kamara makes the catch! Touchdown!
Packers pass rush is lined up for a disruptive outing. They come off of one, 7 QB takedowns in the Northwest, 6 different blokes with a bag, a dozen QB hits.
Howell is brought down and sacked number 7 for the Packers.
Saints quarterbacks got hit 10 times by Washington, planted 3 times.
And Haener will be sacked once again.
Saints O-line struggled to help Kamara run the ball effectively, 5 tries, 12 yards. Kendre Miller with 9 attempts, 45 yards, 5.1 per.
A gain of 12 for Kendre Miller.
Packers did not play the Seattle run game great, 5 per carry allowed, but only 80 yards, so didn't really hurt them. Green Bay up 18-10 on New Orleans. Let's go shootout circa 2011. Rodgers versus Breeze. Drew, 419 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Aaron, 312 yards, 3 TDs, no picks. Randall Cobb, the highlight of the game, 108-yard kickoff return. Green Bay took it 42-34.
Hey everybody, it's 3 guys with 3 things from a snowy Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Michael, you are up.
Yeah, only 2 microphones today for these 3 guys. But Larry, this is a something's got to give game, right? Because the New Orleans Saints, the last 5 games since turning things over to interim head coach Darren Rizzi, they have not allowed more than 21 points in a game. The Green Bay Packers offensively have scored 30 or more in 4 straight games. So will the Packers continue their streak on offense? Will the Saints continue theirs on defense? Will it be somewhere in between? We'll find out Monday night.
Weston.
For me, Larry, it is the idea of explosive plays, and those were omnipresent in that win on Sunday in Seattle. Christian Watson, the last 5 games, what he has been able to produce, I think it's just around 28 yards per catch, and also drew a nifty defensive pass interference call. There's been a few of those this season, and while he said in locker room he obviously wants to catch those balls and make those plays, it gives you an idea of the explosive factor he brings to this offense. A lot of questions in the locker room about Marquez Valdez-Scantling and the Packers having to match up with him on Monday night, But there's a guy by the name of Christian Watson that's pretty darn fast too, and is going to be someone New Orleans Saints are going to have to keep a tab on.
Guys, you know what I like about this football team? It's balance. On offense, 4th in yardage, 7th in points. Defensively, 10th in yardage, 8th in points. Turnover ratio, which both sides of the ball contribute to, a very healthy +10. When it comes to the running game, on offense, top 5. Defending the run on defense, top 10. When it comes to sacks, offensively, 2nd fewest. Defensively, an upwardly mobile 7th most, tied for 7th most. There's just not anything I can point to on this football team. I think, well, if they find out about that, we are in deep doo-doo. No, I can't come up with something like that. We have terrific balance, and we're trending towards getting even more balanced as the games go on. And that's 3 guys with 3 things. See you next time.
Back up 3, 1, 2, 3. What a catch it is by Kraft. No matter what, don't take the camera off of it. Intercepted. Nixon. And here come the Packers. Love putting it up top, back of the end zone. Oh, did Dobbs catch that? What a catch, Romeo Dobbs. Way to go. Way to go. Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody outworking us today. And the world gonna find out who we is today. He's hit and sacked, making his presence felt with authority.
It's a fun time to be playing defensive line.
Ow, get off me! My goodness, what a move! Josh Jacobs in beast mode.
Start with up.
Oh, he's picked off! It's McKinney again! Xavier McKinney is 7th of the year. When they put on a show, she likes when he takes control.
Wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all.
Jordan Love's first career start at Lambeau Field came against the New Orleans Saints on September 24, 2023. Packers trailed the Saints 17-0 in the fourth quarter, but Love rallied the team back to score 18 unanswered points, including a go-ahead touchdown pass to Romeo Dobbs in the corner of the end zone. With the game on the line, Saints kicker Blake Grupe missed a 46-yard field goal wide right. Jordan Love would kneel it out and win the Packers their 11th consecutive home opener, the longest active streak in the NFL. Memorable moments brought to you by the Oneida Casino.